Yes, my friends, welcome back. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. UK time, we play our penultimate game of the season against Nottingham Forest, and I'm really hoping that we hopefully get 2 more wins at home before the season ends, because our home form has been absolutely diabolical throughout the entirety of the season. So I guess it's quite interesting that we're playing against the Nottingham Forest team that have a lot to play for. They're still needing to fight relegation. They're not far off from getting relegated themselves. You're looking at them, you're looking at Everton, you're looking at Leicester, and a few of these guys on the bottom now. And we can play a massive part in deciding the fates of so many teams this season. Not only in terms of the relegation battle, but in terms of who wins the Premier League title at the end of the season. So, you know, we're known to be notorious party poopers. I'm hoping we maintain that reputation, and I'm hoping that we maintain that by, you know, looking towards the consistency that we've been building. In my opinion, I feel like there's a ton of parallels between us and Nottingham Forest, because both clubs have spent a crap ton of money, and both clubs decided to add so many players to their squad for this season. And just like, you know, Potter, Lampard, and many managers here this season, Steve Cooper has also found struggles when it comes to finding the best lineup, the best strategy, the best way of playing to like utilize all the talent he has in excess in his squad. And to be honest with you, I think this Nottingham Forest team currently, now that Cooper's found this like 4-3-3, which is quite similar to us right now, you know, they have some talent here. I'm looking at Danilo, for example. I'm surprised that he signed for Forest and not Arsenal. Great box-to-box mid. I'm looking at Gibbs-White, very creative. Johnson is pacing behind. That pace can cause damage to any team in this league. And you're looking at players like Mangala in midfield and Philippe from Atletico Madrid too. So it's a decent mixture of like pace, youth and experience. And even though technically we have nothing to play for, I mean, these players still have to impress, because currently Frank Lampard he'll be reporting to Pochettino the players that he should keep an eye out for. So there's still tons to play for and professionalism to maintain. So my friends, in today's preview, I'm going to break down the press conference. I'm going to go through my predicted lineup, and we'll end things by giving my match prediction as well too. But before we get into anything, I've got a very special announcement to make. Today's video is sponsored by Chelsea's official betting partners in Parimatch UK. Parimatch are currently giving away to their Twitter followers the chance to win 2 tickets for our final game of this season against Newcastle on the 28th of May. But what's more is that you have an incredible opportunity to get onto Stamford Bridge's pitch to take part in a very fun halftime football challenge, where you have the chance to win some fantastic prizes, which include things like matchday tickets and hospitality for next season. Now, to be in with a chance to win these incredible prizes, you simply have to follow at Parimatch UK on Twitter. Once you do that, retweet, then reply with hashtag ParimatchCFC on the giveaway post before 1 p.m. Friday, 19th of May. All the links you need are in the description below. So what are you guys waiting for? Don't miss out on this amazing prize giveaway, and thank you to Parimatch UK for sponsoring today's video. Now let's start with things, let's break down the press conference. Now in terms of team news, there's nothing new to mention. The players that are injured are still injured, and there's no new changes in these developments. So let's focus on the press conference. And Frank Lampard spent some time talking about N'Golo Kante and his future, because as we do know, once Pochettino is announced, maybe this Sunday, maybe for the start of next week, then N'Golo Kante will be announcing his contract extension with us, which is great news. And as Lampard himself says, listen, Kante is still a huge asset. He is still playing to a similar level I remember Kante was playing from before. And we have to remember that we spent tons of time allowing Kante to really get back to full fitness, which is fair because he's got this reputation of being injury prone, but you have to see it like this. He's been constantly mismanaged, misused, rushed back time and time again. And no player is superhuman enough where eventually that's not going to take a toll. So Lampard's going to know who the top players are, and it's good that he's praising N'Golo Kante. Now let's move on, and for the next question, Lampard was asked about a change in moods with the squad, and obviously after finally picking up a win against Bournemouth, you're hoping that these guys are going to be a bit more positive behind the scenes. And as Lampard revealed, being clinical obviously helps. Like, we took our chances against Bournemouth. Now, our game versus Bournemouth still was not perfect, but if you don't take these opportunities, of course, you're not going to get the points. Lampard revealed that this aspect of our game when it comes to finishing chances has to be worked on. developed upon, and recruited as well too, which kind of hints towards the fact that maybe he's implying a new striker is needed for next season. We're going to find out. And to end things on the major talking point from the press conference, we talk Lewis Hall, because as we do know, he was omitted from joining the England under-20 squad for the World Cup during the end of this month. And you're only doing that if you're going to be relying upon Lewis Hall to get minutes. And as Lampard said, when Ben came off with injury against Bournemouth, he came very close to replacing Ben with Lewis Hall, but in the end decided to go for Azpilicueta's experience just to help out with things in the context of that game. But as Lampard said, he's been very impressed by Lewis Hall, praised his talents, but he also encouraged Hall to come out of himself a little bit more. And I think that's really good advice, because when you're fully confident in your character, you're going to be confident in your football, and then you're going to express yourself a lot more. Lampard revealed that he is going to be in the running for the next 4 games, and for me that is really, really good news to hear, because Lewis Hall has been like a really, really solid youngster to turn towards, and he has like a big future at this football club. So they're the main talking points out the way from the press conference. Now, let me share my predicted lineup with you guys. I'm a pretty simple man, to be fair with you. I don't ask for too much, and this is the lineup I want to see, because it's been a long time since I've predicted a lineup for a game. And as you guys can see on screen, up front, Mudryk on the left, Felix false 9, Madueke on the right hand side, midfield of Connor, Enzo Kante, defense, Lewis Hall on the left hand side, Badia, Thiago Silva, Trevor Chalobah, and Kepa in goal. Now let's start with this defense first. I kind of feel like, pace is still important. And I just feel like Azpilicueta is not as good as he used to be now that we're a bit more expansive as a football team. So Chalobah's been very reliable every time you have to call upon him. And to be honest, I think this guy should have got a bit more minutes throughout the season. In defense, Badia and Silva. Badia, of course, getting his first goal for us against Bournemouth. Top player in the making. Down that left hand side, it has to be Lewis Hall. I felt like during Christmas periods, he was very impressive. He wasn't perfect, but he was impressive. And what really impressed me about Lewis Hall was his application in games, because this guy took risks. And let's be serious, most times these risks did not pay off. But it shows that he is a positive player. It shows that he doesn't lack confidence in himself when he's playing. And he wants the team to play forwards. He wants to attack more. And actually, some of the stats during that period reflected just how key this guy was down the left-hand side. He ranked very high for things like possession regains and winning his duels down that left-hand side. And I remember this kid peppering Rico Lewis down that side. And I think that Lewis Hall has been giving a very good account of himself throughout the season. If I have Mudryk on the left-hand side, I want a fullback that is comfortable playing further forward, that can make those overlapping runs, that can tuck into midfield and invert, like we see Ben doing as well too. And currently, that fits Lewis Hall to a T. So I'm really hoping that he gets his opportunity tomorrow. I'm feeling a bit confident, to be fair with you. And let's not disrespect the pace and behinds that Nottingham Forest have. So for me, Lewis Hall easily down that left-hand side. In midfield, self-explanatory. Kante on the right. Enzo playing Regista at this point in time. Hopefully next season he won't be Regista. And on the left-hand side, Conor Gallagher, a player that, when you compare how he first started this season to how he's ending things right now, I mean, look at the stats, FB Ref. I mean, this guy is heavily involved in what we're doing, and he has developed his game and improved. So he is a good player, and I don't think he gets enough credit for that. And I'm actually happy that Lampard has finally reversed the roles of Connor and N'Golo Kante, because I was getting a bit frustrated seeing Connor playing balls into the box for Kante to attack. I mean, you're doing things completely wrong if you're seeing that, in my opinion. And of course, to end things up front, Mudryk on the left-hand side. Let this kid have more game time. Let him get more experience. I think he looks promising. He does good things. He's not completely awful. There was a bit of confusion in terms of our last game versus Bournemouth, and this is where Lampard's saying that we are still a work in progress, because at times it felt like Ben was a lot more advanced compared to Mudryk. And if I was to make one suggestion, in my opinion, we saw the game plan versus Bournemouth, right, of focusing play down the right hand side and freeing up the space on the left hand side for Mudryk and Ben. I actually think against Nottingham Forest, let's reverse that. Let's focus the play down the left-hand side and let's free up the spaces for Madueke on the right-hand side. And that's because Noni, for me, I think is a bit more comfortable being isolated by himself, because he has the strength to hold the ball. He's got the pace in behind. He's got the skill to beat his man. And he can link up very well. Like, he is not wasteful in possession. So that is the only tweak I would make. And I think that would allow Mudryk to get more support down that left-hand side. And I actually think with Felix potentially and hopefully playing as a false nine, he likes to drift to the left-hand side already. Now, if you guys want to like get more in-depth insight behind what I'm saying, make sure you guys watch my 4 Things We Learned video against Bournemouth, where I actually break down, Felix, Kai Havertz, and why I feel like Felix should be starting tomorrow against Nottingham Forest. I think Joao Felix definitely needs to be assessed again for another season. I'm not going to be sticking any blame on him for this season when he's literally just come here first time in the Premier League, coming to a team that has no identity, and we haven't even found one until 2 games ago. So I think Felix has a lot more to show, and hopefully he can maintain that scoring streak he could be on against Nottingham Forest. So my friends, that's my lineup out of the way. Share your thoughts and opinions, let us know yours below. And to end things, my final match prediction, I need to see a win. And I think we might get goals because I'm feeling a little bit optimistic with this new look attack we're using right now. I'm going to go for a 3-1 win in our favour. I would not be surprised that we concede because Nottingham Forest have a lot to play for. They're not going to just sit back and attack. They're going to try and bring the game to us when they have to. And I feel like we can take advantage of the spaces in behind in those moments, yeah? So 3-1 win, maybe Felix scoring, Madueke, and I wouldn't be surprised if Noni scored as well too. So my friends, on that note, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. Thank you for watching. There is going to be a news video out later tonight, so stay tuned. I need to go to the gym after this, and summer's around the corner. I need to start getting ready, my guys. So on that note, thank you for watching. I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV. Make sure you guys hit the description and try and enter this prize that Parimatch are doing because very exciting. Of course, hospitality tickets, final game of the season. I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.